Phil Robertson, as you saw in that package, is the Deputy Director of the Asia Division for Human Rights Watch and joins us now from Bangkok. Phil, good to speak to you. So what's to be done here? Well, first of all, do you think that Bangladesh will listen to Turkey's plea and allow more people in?
Well, I think Bangladesh has to. They have an international obligation to receive these people as refugees. They have to support them. They have to allow them in. I think that the Turks and the other members of the OIC need to really talk very clearly to Bangladesh and say, look, there is an expectation you will take care of these people. We will support you along with the other parts of the international community. We're not going to leave this to you by yourself, but we are going to help support these people when they come in, but you do have to let them in.
And Phil, when you and I spoke about this a few days ago, we were still trying to ascertain exactly what was taking place here. Are you any clearer exactly what's happening here and how these tens of thousands of people are being forced to flee and the insurgents, as they're being called, just who they are?
Well, what we know most recently is we obtained satellite photography from a village in Ratidong, where we found 700 structures destroyed by fire. That was 99% of the village. This was a Rohingya village. It's not there anymore. And two other villages nearby, including a Rakhine village, were untouched. So, you know, these people are fleeing a situation where what they had, where they were, is gone. And it's not surprising now that these people are moving to the border, are trying to find safety. This is why we're calling on all sides to halt the violence, and we're demanding that the government of Burma allow investigators in to look at the situation, to assess what is happening, who's setting the fires, who's committing human rights abuses, and hold people accountable.
And are you expecting to hear anything from the government of Burma? It's Aung San Suu Kyi, the de facto leader, has been auspicious by her absence in speaking out about what's happening in this part of country.
Well, I think that's a problem. I think that ultimately she does need to step up and take some responsibility. But let's be clear also that this is the Burma army that is in the field pursuing a scorched earth policy, basically going after the insurgents, but then, of course, hitting the civilians as well. And they need to be reined in. They need to be held accountable. And this is an army that has decades of experience of not being held accountable. They've pursued these kind of tactics against other ethnic groups in Burma as well. So this is not a surprise that they're doing this. The surprise is the international community is not better prepared to step in and try to compel Burma to stop this violence and to stop the persecution of the Rohingya.
Now, you used the word insurgents there, Phil. Of course, as we know, the use of language here is very important. Aung San Suu Kyi has referred to anyone fighting against the Myanmar armed forces as terrorists. Just who are this group who seem to be fighting with the armed forces and, of course, causing the Rohingya civilians to be caught in the crossfire?
Well, they're known as the Arakan Rohingya Salvation Army. There's not that much known about them. They are obviously well organized to have the kind of assault that they had on multiple police stations simultaneously on the 25th of August. You know, there has been allegations that the support there has come from Saudi Arabia and other parts of the Middle East, but again, we don't have a lot of information about them. They are certainly in the field. They're certainly organized. But it's not true that every single organization that's fighting against the Burmese government is called a terrorist group. This is the first group that we have seen that has been labeled terrorist under the new anti-terror law that was passed in 2014. If you look at other ethnic insurgencies, the Kachin, the Shan, the Kokang up in the north, these people are not labeled as terrorists. They are called unlawful, but they are not labeled as terrorists. So, you know, what's going on here? Why is there one sort of designation for this group and different designations for other ethnic groups that don't happen to be Muslim?
That's the question that needs to be answered. OK, Phil Robertson, unfortunately, we have to leave it there. Phil Robertson from Human Rights Watch, thanks for joining us.